hopefully that did it. You know, probably had a Windows update last night, and that'll wreak havoc with everything. Hopefully you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. Yeah, what happened was after Windows did an update last night, and whenever Windows 10 updates, it wreaks havoc on your software. So obviously I got turned off. But good old Windows 10. Welcome aboard. We've got all gone so far. If you're out there, pop in. We'll talk about strange noises in Pennsylvania. We'll talk about no more kneeling in the NFL. We'll talk about breaking news and news that isn't really breaking, but it's called breaking. And I'm just going to take a quick look at something here really quickly. All right, saw that. All right, so hop in the chat if you're out there, folks, and we'll talk about some stuff here. And right now, you don't need to look at me. You need to look at this. Here we go. Okay, so I did a video on this just a little bit ago. FBI, ATF assisting state police in investigating reports of explosions in Upper Bucks County. And you know, there was a comment on my video and something that I'm surprised I didn't consider. I should have considered. I didn't consider it. That the U.S. military may be blowing up the deep state's tunnels and bunkers. Someone else commented that maybe it was a tunnel boring tool. But they've been hearing these sounds. Now, local, state, and federal authorities are asking the public's assistance in tracking down the source of loud explosions heard at night in parts of Upper Bucks and Lehigh counties. That's northeastern Pennsylvania near New Jersey, if you're not familiar. Borders up with New Jersey. The ongoing mystery behind loud explosions heard in Upper Bucks County has now drawn the attention of federal investigators. Probably because maybe they know that there's tunnels and bunkers being blown up, and they don't want their peeps, tunnels, and bunkers getting blown up. I don't know, but they're asking for your help. This has been going on several weeks. It says here these strange house rattling explosions. So if you know anything about this, they want to hear from you to find out what you might know. Probably to find out if you're responsible for it or not, I'm sure. So we have that happening. And, you know, we had, this was interesting. I did this earlier today. Now, Inuit elders are warning humanity the Earth's axis has shifted. The indigenous people of North America warn the world and NASA. And, you know, these people, they make it a point to watch the stars. They can tell when the stars... if the Earth isn't right, they can tell because the stars are, gosh, there's so many ads on this thing. The stars will appear to be in a different part of the sky if the Earth is not setting the way it should be. So the indigenous people have warned NASA that the Earth is shifting on its axis, causing a dramatic impact on the planet's climate. Bear with me 1 second, folks. I'm going to just jump here for a minute now, because I don't want to forget anybody. If you've popped in out there, let me know you're here. All right, okay. And let's hit the thumbs up. Yes, please. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Give this a thumbs up. Share it. If you feel so led, folks, subscribe to my channel. And these indigenous people, can you say that, indigenous? The indigenous people of northern Canada and parts of Greenland and Alaska warn that devastating changes coming to the Earth's climate are a natural occurrence and not the result of man-made climate change or global warming. Don't let Al Gore find out that you said that, because he'll be shrieking. He'll be shrieking like a baby that's had its nook pulled out of its mouth. Now, Woked reports. Woked is a news site. Inuit elders have another explanation, and that is the Earth's axis has shifted. And it goes on to say here somewhere, it says the Earth has shifted right here. Inuit elders have shown NASA that the world has tilted on its axis. And I believe it. I'm more likely to believe them than I would believe those who are screaming about climate change and man-made climate change because of exhausts and factories and what have you. And why did that just refresh like that? That just refreshed Oh, that's another Inuit right there. That's the third Inuit now. That just popped up there. When I did the video earlier, that Inuit wasn't available. I would have used him as my thumbnail. He's pretty neat looking, that guy right there. He looks like he's very wise, this guy. He looks like he's truly sage and has a lot of wisdom. I would believe him over the climate change extremists. So that's why we're having this weird weather. And again, this article asks: is it caused by humans' carbon footprint? No, I don't buy into that. Or is it a naturally occurring phenomenon? I'm leaning more toward naturally occurring, with the axis having shifted, folks. That's what I think about that. I think it's I think there's definitely some legitimacy. Now, All Gone is heading to Alaska in July for commercial salmon fishing. It's supposed to be light for 20 hours. Yeah. Hard Truths, welcome aboard. Didn't see you in there. Thanks for being here. We've got Ann. We've got All Gone. I haven't seen anything new off of Kilauea, today. Again, yesterday we had the lava encroaching on the Puna. What do they call that thing? The power. Gosh, I can't think of it. I'm so sorry. The geothermal power unit in Puna. That's it. They had lava encroaching on that, and they're concerned with the sulfuric dioxide, which could be maybe the most potentially fatal part of all this, folks. So that's the last I knew on that. I don't think anything has changed in regards to that. I'm going to take a look at this really quick before I show you my face again. I find the breaking hashtag on Twitter to be fascinating because generally you get a lot of poop, but once in a while you get something that actually is breaking and important. Again, you have citizen journalists and citizen reporters out here, and they are popping up their stuff. And I mean, I think protecting your car by waxing it is not breaking news. I'm just going to scan through this really quick and see if there's something that we need to know about right now. As in right now, and thus far I'm seeing nothing of the like. So we'll look for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to pop in and we'll see what's going on with all of you. Again, I came in here tonight with no clear agenda, just to talk about news for a little bit. Okay, breaking news: anti-terror police arrest man 19. So this is in England now. A man arrested in Hertfordshire on suspicion of preparing terrorist acts, police say. Well, if he really was doing that, I'm glad they arrested him. Now, what's this right here? We got a bear. Okay, I always like these animal videos. We got a bear right here. Look at this bear. What's he doing? What's this bear doing right here? What's he looking for? Oh, let's listen in and see, okay? Let's listen in on the bear. Let me get this started over, okay, folks? Got to put my headphones on. All right. Bear with me. Let's see what the bear... I think he's being watched from a helicopter. Come on. Come on, Spectrum. What's that bear doing? He's smarter than the average bear. He wants something up in that tree, doesn't he? Well, that was interesting. We saw a bear that was looking for something up in a tree. Now, officials have closed off Belcara Regional Park. It must be in Vancouver, because this is from News Vancouver, CTV, Canadian Television News. So it must be that's where he was looking for whatever it was that he was looking for. All right, folks. So here we go. I'm going to pop back over here, and let's see. Hey, whoa, look at that. Look at that right there. There's your old Uncle Jim. And let's get a look on the chat over here. I can't see it unless I pop it open. See if anybody else is in there. Again, if you're out there, folks, if you're out there, pop in the chat, say hi. If you're out there lurking, you haven't got to participate. Just pop in, say hello, let us know you're here. and we'd be happy to hear from you. And I'll stay with us for a little while. We're trying to find some interesting news to talk about. Certainly, we have the Inuits and their theory that the Earth's axis is changing. We have the loud booms in northeastern Pennsylvania. An interesting theory that somebody commented on the video that I put up a little while ago, that it could be the military blowing up deep state tunnels and bunkers. That's very possible. I hope so. It could also be a tunnel boring machinery. But the thing of it is, the officials are claiming not to know anything about it. They're claiming that they have no idea what's causing these sounds, that there's nobody blasting in the area. So either they're playing stupid, or... But the fact that the ATF and the FBI are investigating this thing, see, why would they? Why would they? Are they investigating the sounds that were heard in Hawaii a couple months ago, which may have precipitated or warned us of the Kilauea eruptions? Does this mean that there's going to be some sort of geological event? Now, Ann says, of course, it's a boring machine. Have you seen Elon Musk ideas for tunnels in LA? Could be. You know, I bet you, folks, that we're never going to know. I bet we're never going to know exactly what this is. And I still would anticipate, I anticipate we're going to be, things like this, we're going to be seeing and hearing more of them. Hard Truths, the Helene slump, couldn't remember the name, but allegedly a threat of huge landslide tsunami. Yeah, you know, that whole situation in the Big Island is just, when that first broke a few weeks ago, I thought, oh, this will be over in a couple of days. This situation is a situation that will not end. And my concern is that there's going to be some manner of Fukushima-like event. Also, that entire ring of fire, it could portend something coming to California as in a large quake. Got the purple water bottle today. I need to find a red one. I can't find a red one. You know, when you think of water bottles, you think of two things. You think of clear or you think of red. I don't necessarily think of purple. I don't necessarily think of blue. But you know, at the Dollar Tree, it was only $1. All things are $1. So I could not pass it up. I don't like a lot of the food that comes from the Dollar Tree. But, you know, you can find licorice, Twizzlers for $1. But all right, folks, don't worry, Ann. You know, if you are in Cali, but if you'll be aware, and you'll probably get yourself into a safe location before a lot of other people do. Again, me saying it isn't going to make it happen. I mean, you know, life, as Scripture says, life and death is in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat of its fruit. But I can't speak an earthquake into existence. If I had that kind of power, we'd be using that for other things. Let's go back to the news, folks. And again, if you're out there, pop in and say hello, okay? Let me know you're there. Let us all know you're there. We're good folks. We're not going to give you a tough time. Even if you disagree with us, we're not going to give you a tough time. Okay, so what's this about? More booms here. Robin Peters. Who is Robin Peters? Robin Peters is someone who likes lions. Hopefully she's referring to the Lion of Judah being Jesus right there. More booms. Okay, this is a QAnon thing. You know, if you're into QAnon, if you're following that at all, and I don't know if QAnon is actually a psyop or it's something legit. But I'll tell you what, folks. Let's take a look at this. Actually, what I want to see is the link to the article, not the tweet. Let's see what this has to say here, okay? If we're talking about QAnon, this is from the Gateway Pundit. So the Gateway Pundit is going to have a more, they're going to have a favorable Trump view. The Gateway Pundit is more of a conservative, I do believe anyway, more of a conservative-leaning news source. And I'm going to take this up a little bit so we can have a look at it here, okay? Let's blow this bugger up. Up. No, don't reset, Jim. Pay attention to what you're doing, you know? Don't be... Okay. Now, breaking, FBI spy Stefan Halper may have bled info into Hillary's phony dossier. All right, again, I have a very short attention span and very little patience for this whole tawdry thing involving Mueller and Hillary and Trump, and I see this as much as a distraction as anything else. But okay, it got me roped in. Now, the informant, Stephen Halper, that's him right there. There's Steve. Was paid a total of $411,575 in 2016 and 2017 for work with the U.S. government that included spying on the Trump campaign. Well, I believe it really happened, yes. It was a lucrative business for Stefan Halper. Now the Democrats are in spin mode. Yeah, well, I'm sure they are. But we know how this game is played, folks, and it's a game. It's all a game. And, okay, so I just had to peek in and see what that was about. I'm satisfied now. And we're going to move on. We're going to move on away from that because, dang it, I just... now, Iran's Khamenei outlines demands for Europe to save nuclear deal. So he's telling Europe what he wants. I don't think he's in a position to do that. European banks should safeguard trade with the Islamic Republic. He wants European powers to protect Iranian oil sales and to continue buying Iranian crude. And he wants Britain, France, and Germany, they must pledge that they would not seek negotiations on Iran's ballistic missile program and on its regional activities. Well, I'm sure that the European Union is more than happy to cede to his demands because I don't picture them standing up for much of anything over there. I'm sorry. I wish I could say something differently, but it is what it is in my opinion. Again, that's my opinion, folks. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. Okay, now breaking. New York is giving Donald Trump the welcome he deserves. Why do I think this might not be a positive welcome? Let's see. Okay, let's get a listen on this. I have to put the headphones back on. I can't hear you, mister. What are you saying? What are you saying there? Come on. Come on. Speak up. Load.
Because young people, we are the future, and we must understand the power that we have. In the midterms, we need to vote. That is my message. Register to vote. Talk to your friends. Get involved. That is how we're going to make change. And I think that we have good momentum on our sides, and we can do this because we are at a pivotal time in history. Let's make sure that we win, because we know we're on the right side of it.
Great. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, and thank you all. Thank ACT TV and everyone for supporting this. We will continue. And also, outside of Aaron Schlossberg's home, you know, we have a few surprises for him. The mariachi band is going to keep coming, but we're going to get more creative, so stay tuned.
Do you want to say a sneak peek about any of that?
Sneak peek. Let's just say that it's going to involve mariachis, tacos, and voting.
Oh, mariachi.
Thank you so much.
Tacos.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye-bye. 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 And that's enough of that, folks. All right, I don't know what that is right there. Migration is beautiful. That's what it says. Can you see that? Let's look at this here. Maybe we're not done here yet because oh, there's the mariachi band. I think this is just a loop. Let's blow this up for a second, okay? Bear with me. Don't go away. Come on, blow up. There you go. There you go. It's loading. I got so many windows open right now. I got so many things happening here. Okay, this is actually going to take us over here. And, you know, very often... all right, yeah. Okay, let's just move on. I'm going to follow my initial instincts and move on from that, okay? How do I get this in here? Go away, go away, go away, go away. What are you doing here? There we go. All right. Okay, so let me jump over here and see what you folks have going on, all right? You know, again, old licorice is best. Old licorice is best. Old licorice is best, all gone. I like it when it's kind of stale and it's hard. It lasts longer that way. Folks, if you're out there, okay, yeah, false flag, I was mentioning that's an interesting theory. I was mentioning your theory on the exploding of the tunnels and the bunkers. You know, I hope that's the case. I hope that's the case. That would be very interesting, especially considering that there is this alleged investigation by the alphabets about that. They want to know why that's going on. So the fact that they're involved in it, there's credence to that, definitely. We'll have to see where this grows from here. And again, I just expect we're going to be hearing more booms and more sounds and seeing more strange things as every day goes by. You know, and the thing of it is, I remember Jade Helm. And Jade Helm, whatever happened with that? Well, I mean, that just disappeared. That was here one day and then gone the next. And again, I think that we were kept in the dark. I believe that they were setting up for martial law, some sort of takeover. Now, maybe they never did it, obviously, because we're all still here and we're still online and we're still talking. But again, these loud explosions, the FBI, the ATF are assisting state police in investigating reports. This has been going on now for several weeks. And another theory was that it was tunnel boring machines, DUMBs, D-U-M-B-S, that they were drilling under there too. The thing of it is, we probably will never know the truth. Now, if any of you are football fans out there, let's look at this for a second, okay? I mean, again, for the most part, sports are a distraction, okay? I mean, I like them. I like football, but it is a distraction, and it should be looked at as entertainment only, not as a lifestyle, not as we live for football. Believe me, the powers that be also use sports to distract. Not so much us with eyes open, but the sheeple are distracted by sports. That way you pay attention to what goes on in sports, and then you don't really know what's happening in your world. But NFL owners have unanimously approved a new national anthem policy that requires players to stand if they are on the field during the performance, but gives them the option to remain in the locker room, okay, if they prefer. You're going to be seeing a lot of players, should we have an NFL season in 2018? And when I say should we have one, I'm not joking. We don't know where the world is going to be by September of this year. But if you're curious, I fictionalized about it in this book right here, where I think we're going to be around that time of the year this year. That's all I'm going to tell you about that. But should we have an NFL season this year? Should everything go as per normal? If we're still able to have one, I'm sure you're going to be seeing most of the players in the locker room during the national anthem. Now, Roger Goodell said, we want people to be respectful of the national anthem. We want people to stand. That's all personal, and make sure they treat this moment in a respectful fashion. That's something we think we owe. Well, that's good of him to say that, but we also are very sensitive to give players choices. So he's walking the line very well here, folks, very well. And again, I think, in my opinion, we'll see if everything goes as per normal. We'll see most players stay in the locker room until the national anthem is over and kickoff is about to begin. All right, folks, dang it, you sense, that's one of the reasons why, I haven't live streamed in a few days. One of the reasons why I came in right now, I had the sense that something was about to break. And thus far, well, not really. There's Chuck Schumer right there. Don't really, Chuck Schumer's no friend of mine, that's for sure. There's just a whole lot of nothing going on here right now. Whole lot of everything freezing up. That's what we got right now. So I'm going to pop over here. 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 And bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, look at that. Look how stretchy they are. Ho ho. All right. So let's take roll call again. See what's going on out here. Anybody new pop in? That again, false flag. I hope you're right about that, because I think that's a swell idea if that's the case. I think that's pretty darn neat if that's the case. If you're out there, folks, pop in the chat. I'm going to stay with us a little bit longer. We're expecting something to take place, something to take place significantly. I don't know why I have that feeling. I just do. But the last time I had it, I was off by about 5 hours. I was in the last time I live streamed, I was expecting Israel to be teeing it up with Iran and Syria, and it didn't happen while I was live streaming. But there was some event about 5 hours after about 5 hours after I signed off. That's when it happened. So I was just a little ahead of the schedule. They didn't brief me. They didn't brief me as to when they were going to do that. They don't brief me on much of anything. I've asked them to. Let me know when you're going to pull something. Let me know. I've asked the powers that shouldn't be. I said, let me know when you're going to do something so I can be here to cover it, and they don't tell me. They just don't tell me. They just say, go away, we don't like you. All right, folks, so if you're out there, please pop in the chat. Let me know you're here. I do have to let you know that there is the link to my new fiction book, Light, a Wayfarer Story. Again, I think you'll find this very, very fascinating, especially if you're watching the world and more specifically America right now. Check that out, folks. If you're woke, that's a book for you. There's also the super chat down there if you want to buy me a cup of coffee or cheesecake. You know, all gone. I still haven't purchased any cheesecake. I'm saving up for the biggest cheesecake ever. If you want to help me out with that, I appreciate it. Support my channel. Maybe I'll say it that way. If you want to help support my channel, you can pitch a buck or two my way. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's not tax deductible, though. I just have to let you know you can't write it off in your taxes, okay? But there's that. So I'm going to have a look at something here because I need to have a look at something because I'm curious about something. Okay. All right, folks. That's what I needed to see. If you're out there, if you're lurking, please pop in the chat and say hi. You don't have to contribute, okay? You don't have to participate in anything. You just say hello, Jim, shut up, Jim, something like that, okay? And there it is right there. There's one of the images I used to promote Light, a Wayfarer Story. Again, I just think it's such a cool. It may be in some ways my favorite book that I ever wrote. I don't know. I'm going to look at this right here quickly. I need to see something else here. You can't see me seeing it. Yeah, okay. I'm getting a lot of comments still on a video I put up a long time ago about the strange sounds in Hawaii. Which may have been a precursor to what took place with Kilauea, or is taking place with Kilauea. And that thing is still getting views and still getting comments. It's unbelievable. I think it's got close to 20,000 views now, and people are still commenting. Some of them are making fun of me and telling me that I'm stupid to believe that it could be real. People sometimes get nasty in comments. That's okay. I'm a big boy. I can take it. I don't get nasty back. I refuse to get down in there. But all right, we're going to check breaking again, folks. And I've had you hanging in here with me. I haven't promised you that something significant was going to happen, but something significant is going to happen. Dang it. And okay, what's this? Okay, rank and file FBI agents sickened by Comey and McCabe want to come forward and testify. Why do I have a feeling, folks, that any of these FBI agents that want to come forward and testify, that I don't know, they may have car accidents, they may just suddenly turn up missing. Why do I have that feeling? And I'm not being facetious when I say that. If you're one of these agents and you're sickened by this and you want to testify, I would advise you to be very careful because, believe me, there is a strong and powerful move to make sure that your voice is not heard because you're on the wrong side of the story. So I would advise all due care and caution if you want to come forward and testify and make contrary statements to what Comey and McCabe have said, you better be careful because they will make sure that you're silenced. I firmly believe that. This is a game, but at the same time, it's no game. It's not a fun game. Let me say that. All right, we're gonna find something right here. It just has to be. Okay, here we are. This is a little bit. This is from eLint News. eLint News is a good source for Middle Eastern news. Breaking as of a minute ago, confirmed U.S. coalition warplanes attack positions of the Syrian Arab Army in eastern Syria near the T2 pumping station. Interesting that U.S. coalition warplanes have taken part of this. Does this mean that there's going to be a follow-up, maybe by Israel? Making a move on Iranian positions, however much of them may be left currently before they reconnoiter and rebolster those positions. That is very interesting. This is not breaking news. I'm going to show you something. This is one of the things that really irritates me, folks, and especially me being an author. This truly irritates me. Okay, this author uses the breaking hashtag to promote her book. This is not breaking news, okay? This is not breaking news. Yes, you can read it for free on Kindle Unlimited, absolutely. If you're signed up for Kindle Unlimited, you have to pay for Kindle Unlimited. You can read my books for free on Kindle Unlimited too if you pay for Kindle Unlimited. But you know what? It's not breaking news, okay? This is not breaking news. And I am a firm believer in the breaking hashtag being used for breaking news. I mean, I tweet all of my videos. I put them up on my Twitter account. But I only use the breaking hashtag if it is truly something breaking that I am reporting. And a lot of stuff isn't breaking necessarily. It's interesting news, but it's not breaking news. Okay, now here's breaking. Suicide bomber detonated his vest near a coffee shop in Al Shola neighborhood in Baghdad, Iraq. Okay, that unfortunately is just a continuing narrative over there, and we're going to bypass that. So, we have a couple of things taking place in the Middle East right now. Okay, so this person here, Impact, is a little angry because evidently Donald Trump blocked him. Unblock me, you chicken shit. Impeach Trump, breaking Trump. You know, but it'd be okay if I think if Impact wanted to block somebody, that'd be fine. All right, so there's that. Okay. U.S. again, the coalition is attacking SAA positions close to the T2 in East Syria. Could this escalate into something else? I don't know. Now, there's some wild dog clippers right there. They come in fascinating pastel colors. You see that right there. I'm sure you needed to know that. Okay, folks, we're going to jump back over this way and have a look-see. Again, I was anticipating we'd have something a little more significant as far as breaking news, but you know, we don't at the moment. So many rabbit holes, so little time. That's really a good. I don't know if you were referring to my situation at Hard Truths, but that's that is so true. Right now, I'm just running down rabbit holes because. It is a dead day. It is very much a dead day. You know, it's like they know about the live stream and they want to make sure that that I don't I don't come up with anything. But again, folks, I appreciate all of you that are in here. I mean, you truly are welcome by me, and I appreciate you. And I just wish that we could find something here that would. I don't know. I had this notion, and I apologize. I had this notion that something was about to break. It was just this thought that crossed my mind. Something is about to break. Why don't you go in there and start live streaming and get a jump on it? Well, that has not necessarily taken place, folks, at least not yet. But if you're out there, pop in the chat, say hi, let me know you're here. You know, we're going to find something here. I'll stay at this a little while longer. I'm a big boy. I can stay up a little while longer. We'll find something that is truly important to report on, and you know, because if you think about it, we're living in such an upside down, topsy-turvy world right now, where there are so many multitudes of things taking place at any particular time that we don't know. We're being deceived. We're being spun. Don't forget, we're the biggest threat. Those of us that have our eyes open, we are the biggest threat of all. We are the ones that they want to distract. We are the ones that they want to distract. We are the ones they want to mitigate. So, all right. Again, I'm trying to stay above the political fray here. I think politics is as much a distraction as anything else. Get left versus right battling each other. That way we can help cull the masses. Maybe there'll be a civil war, which I do believe is coming, and it may start from political means. Okay. All right, that's nothing. Spy girl breaks silence. Okay. Now, Poison Yulia, glad to be alive. Okay, this was the young lady of the daughter of the man, the spy. I forgot his name. It's been a while. The former Russian spy that was poisoned in England. And of course, the Russians say that the English did it. The English say the Russians did it, and then both say the Ukrainians did it. Somebody did it. Okay, somebody did it. The guy was definitely poisoned. There's no doubt about that. But this is just. maybe it's the time of day, folks. You ever notice that the elites, the powers that shouldn't be, they like to schedule events for early afternoon and then in the wee hours of the morning. Now, this is interesting. Jared Kushner gets security clearance, ending swirl of questions over delay. Now, Jared Kushner could wind up being very important in the world scene. I'm not going to go too deeply into what I'm thinking, but he could wind up being somebody of very significant value on the world scene. And Jared Kushner gets security clearance, ending swirl of questions over delay. I know that he'd had his security clearance taken away for a while. He's busy trying to put together that peace treaty between Israel and her Arab neighbors. There's more on that, but I fictionalized something like this, maybe. That's all I'm going to say. I know that I'm sounding very, very, I don't know. I'm being very evasive, but I'm keeping this close to the vest right now, something I think. But I could be way off base sometimes. Sometimes, though, I hit one right. I just happen to hit it right. All right. Hey, whoa, hello, Jim. Empty cup of coffee. There's nothing in there. See? Look. Nothing. Nothing. Do you know what, though? Got a whole bunch of guitar picks here. Just showing you some stuff on my desk. Whole bunch of guitar picks right there. See them? Yep. They stay in this cup right here, in this copper-colored cup. I like the colored. I like copper. I like the color copper. Copper is one of my favorite colors. I think a good color combination is copper and teal. Teal with copper trim is a good color combination. Maybe teal black and copper, or teal burgundy. I seem to like southwestern colors. I'm not from the Southwest, but I seem to like southwestern colors. I'm very into that for some reason. All right, folks. So, a true dearth of breaking news right now. There were the sinkholes on the the sinkhole on the White House lawn. Yes, I wonder what caused that. I don't know. I find that very fascinating. I'm sure that was probably an intentional sinkhole. I'm sure that that was done I'm sure something malicious was involved in that. That's all I'm going to say. Now, hard truths. This is interesting. Kushner is also heading up the new Office of American Innovation. Get this, with the help from the director, writers of the Purge movie. I kid you not. I believe it. I kid you not. I believe it. Very creepy stuff. So much of what we see right now in the world could be under the category of creepy stuff. Okay. So as much as we're looking for breaking news, we're also looking for creepy stuff. Hard truths. That's very good. It is very creepy. And we are just surrounded by creepy stuff right now, creepy things. Again, I mean, it's a very supernaturally charged time that we're living in right now. Satan's minions are very busy, and there's a lot of creepy things happening. There could be a passageway for the president to escape to Crystal City. Yeah, I think he's got an escape plan. I think if they have to usher him off or take him off to Crystal City, I'm sure they've got it all worked out. I'm sure they've practiced it, because he may have to go off to Crystal City. I'm sure he's got a nice crystalline bunker somewhere that he'll go to, or they would take him up in Air Force One, and they would just keep him up there and take him someplace far, far away. They would take him someplace that a yellow brick road might lead him to. Oh, we're off to see the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Yeah, there's he's got a land of Oz they would take him off to. That's for dang sure. And I just again, I wouldn't be surprised by any of it right now. I just everything is creepy and weird. I got to look at something else here, folks. I'm looking at about 7 different things right now. This is all part of this process. Some of it you can see, some of it you can't see. But I'm looking at 7 different. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6 different things. I exaggerated one, but some of this stuff we can probably clear out if I was so inclined, because it's really not important anymore. But we're going to look at this again, okay? Again, we'll give this a few minutes longer, see if anything at all worth looking at takes place, and we're going to look at this, because I will say this: while it's a dead night, And again, some of this could be the misuse of the phrase breaking and the breaking hashtag. There is a lot of stuff going up right now. I mean, there's just a lot of things that are being put up. Again, you get to see what people refer to as breaking, and you get to see how, again, I like breaking news on Twitter, the breaking hashtag, because again, you have real people. You have John and Jane Doe out there seeing something, whether they're posting up a link to an article they read, or they're posting on something that they have seen happen in their neighborhood. You're not getting the filter of well, sure, Twitter is definitely filtered, and I believe that, like on YouTube, I'm shadow banned on YouTube, and I'm shadow banned on Twitter. That I firmly believe that, because the stuff I put up and the amount of views I get, I know they're suppressing me. But despite the shadow banning, despite the manipulation from the Silicon Valley twits that are running this thing, you get some interesting stuff from real people. Now that one thing, okay, lava from Kilauea volcano explodes in Hawaii, viral breaking. Okay, is this as of right now? Well, I'll tell you what. Actually, no, this is from yesterday. I ran across this earlier. That's yesterday's news. Why he's still posting that now, I don't know. That was yesterday's news. A tactical pens demonstration. Again, not breaking news. All right. This is another link of the same thing. Looks like it's spamming. This is from yesterday. This is another version of the same thing. Again, spamming this particular piece of news, using multiple people to do it. Okay, Israel combat system using tactical pen. I don't think a dang tactical pen is breaking news. Okay, this Yanni Laurel thing, don't get distracted by stuff like that. Don't even pay attention to that, folks. Good gosh. You see what's happening here? We're getting spammed out of our minds right here. Yanni or Laurel Loop. Honestly, who cares? Who the freak cares about stuff like that? Okay, yeah, I'm not going to show anything from CNN, that's for sure. We're going to skip right past that. Good gosh. This is just dearth. I like the word dearth. Okay, we just have a dearth of reportable stuff here right now. Okay. ISP is searching for 2 men after Summitville's man body discovered by mushroom hunters. So these two guys evidently must have killed some. These guys don't look like somebody that would kill somebody. These guys look like millennials that would live in their parents' basement. They don't look like they would kill somebody. But evidently, ISP searching for 2 men after Summitville man's body discovered by mushroom hunters. These guys could be mushroom hunters. Or maybe mushroom users. I don't know. I'm not trying to sound mean, folks. I'm just making an observation. Okay, now this might be interesting right here. Let's have a look at this. Okay. Breaking odds increased to 70% for a tropical depression regardless. Heavy rain is still the main threats. Okay, now where is this? Let's get a look at this. This looks like the Gulf of Mexico. This could be something that is relatively worthy of breaking news. Okay. This was as of 7:10 p.m., so just 25 minutes ago. New special tropical weather outlook issued. There is a high chance, 70%, of a subtropical or tropical depression forming in the central or eastern Gulf of Mexico this weekend. That would be Memorial Day weekend. Heavy rain is the main threat for now. Okay, so this is where they anticipate. If you can see that right there, that's where they anticipate that this depression may form. But so often these depressions, they eventually wind up being tropical storms and then become hurricanes. Doesn't mean that this is going to happen, that this will turn out this way, but this is something, okay, this is something to be aware of. This is worthy maybe of the breaking designation. Again, that there's a 70% chance, according to the National Weather Service Atlantic Ops, National Hurricane Center Atlantic Ops, that there's a 70% chance of a subtropical or tropical depression forming in the central or eastern Gulf of Mexico this weekend. Heavy rain is the main threat for now. Well, we will see. We will see if this develops into something even more significant. Okay, that one is worthy. That one is worthy of discussing. Definitely. Especially if you live in that area, you certainly want to be aware of it. Okay. What's this? Urgent breaking. Iran now Okay, continuous strikes on Iranian regime positions and militias in the Syrian Badia Mullah's regime is forced to leave Syria. Okay, so who is doing this? Is it the U.S. coalition? Is it Israel? Or is this guy just tweeting something? Again, this is where citizen journalists, which I'm in favor of, just reporting what they're seeing. Now, what's this right here? This might be interesting, too. Wing of Aer Lingus flight being towed to gate G91 at Fly SFO clips a wall. Okay, so this plane's wing clipped a wall. All right, I find that pretty interesting. Driver misjudged. I think it's pilot, probably. How much room he had while pulling into the gate. I don't know. I laughed like, oh, dang. I guess the plane was wider than I thought. Minor damage, no injuries. If you're flying Aer Lingus out of SFO, you should call for flight information. And again, that's NBC Bay Area, so San Francisco airport. Don't call if you're flying out of there, because that plane may have created an untenable situation right now. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Again, we have a 70% chance of a tropical depression forming in the eastern Gulf of Mexico this weekend. That's worthy of note. We have a plane at one of San Francisco's airports that has clipped its wing because the pilot misjudged how wide the gateway was that he would go through, if that makes any sense. So again, these are things worth knowing. So you find some diamonds in the rough here, okay, you're not going crazy. 15 signs you're being a victim of gaslighting. Oh my gosh, I hate to say it, but what the heck is gaslighting? What the heck is... The only way you can describe how you feel is that you feel minimized. You feel crushed and smothered. I feel that way. You're constantly second-guessing yourself. Well, I do that sometimes. So I guess maybe I'm being gaslighted? I don't know. Or am I just naturally paranoid? That's interesting. Okay. Okay. This again is not breaking news. That's pure foolishness. Okay. Now this video right here, if this is the one I'm thinking of, if I can get this thing to scroll down, there we go. We're past it now. Okay. I showed this video a few days ago, maybe the last time I live streamed, and I just can't get it to roll down right now. Too many things going on here. Okay, this right here. I showed this a few days ago. And again, okay, this right here. But when I showed this, I forgot to turn the music off, and the music was great. And I got a copyright warning from YouTube. So if I show you this again, this has to do with Kilauea. This is a really neat thing. I'm going to have to make sure that we can, if I can even get this thing to go. Okay. All right. Yeah, I gotta delete that old Windows 10 update out of here because it's slowing that down. Okay, we're gonna kill this now. All right, and we're gonna kill this now too, so that's not dragging me down so much. All right. Okay. I'm glad you put up with all that with me, folks. Let's see what we've got going on here. Again, I want to do some quick shout-outs. I'm going to stay with this just maybe a few more minutes because I'm disappointed by what has not happened. False flag, we've got Ann, we've got hard truths. We had all gone in here. If you're out there, folks, always skeptical forever. Welcome aboard. I missed you. Summer BC. Gaslighting is what you found out on the psychology website recently. Welcome aboard. Good to have you all in here. And again, I will ask you, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, folks. Please check out the link to Light, a Wayfarer story. I think you see that right there. Do you see that right there? Oh my gosh, look at that. If you're following world events, again, just give me a minute while I plug. I have to plug. That's all part of the job. If you have a Kindle, if you read Kindles, the Kindle version of this is only $1.99. Paperback is $7.99 plus shipping. Kindle's only $1.99. This again is the third part of the Wayfarers series and probably the final part of the Wayfarers series. But this story also stands alone by itself very well. Again, I wrote as though I was forecasting what I see coming. That's part of the story, and I think you'd really like that. So we have that. Now we're going to jump back over here, and again, this thing is completely frozen up on me. I don't know what has happened here. I got too much stuff going on at one time. We're going to try to refresh this if we can. Let's see if that works. Because I think part of what's happening here, folks, is that there's so many things popping up with this hashtag right now that Twitter is getting heavy with it, and then Spectrum's getting heavy with it, and it's just getting heavy. And again, so much of this stuff is not even breaking news. It's in my opinion, it's trash. But that's my opinion. Okay, I'm not saying it's trash for fact. Abortion in Ireland, what is the law? I think they allow it, don't they? Okay. Breaking: Mercy for Animals exposes shark stabbed and bludgeoned with baseball bat. Okay. Well, I mean, if you're going to kill sharks, at least keep it and get something out of it. Don't just kill it and then toss it back in. If you're going to kill an animal, use the animal. Okay, I think games are not breaking news. I think, again, I'm a musician, I'm a recording artist, but again, that's not breaking news. Shredded cabbage. Okay. Never had shredded cabbage. Who's that fella right there? Rediscovered Good Friday according to Spirit. Corbyn urges Northern Ireland. Okay, that's Corbyn. I forgot about that. Okay, we don't need to. 14 most dangerous sunscreens for kids. Dangerous sunscreens. Okay. Here's that thing about gaslighting. Let's go look at this. Okay. Let's see if we can get this to open. Let's look at this thing about gaslighting right here, because we're gonna delve a little more into gaslighting, because I am just I am 16 shades of intrigued by this right now. I want to know. I mean, it was great when I learned about doxing. Doxing. Some of us probably get doxed. But we're going to learn about, first we learned about doxing, now we're going to learn about gaslighting. Okay. So you're not going crazy. 15 signs you're a victim of gaslighting. All right. First I'm going to check and see how long this is. This is a super, super long article, and it is. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's look at some of the signs that you're being gaslighted. Okay, what is gaslighting? Inspired by the 1940-1944 films Gaslight, where a husband systematically manipulates his wife in order to make her feel crazy, the term gaslighting is now commonly used to describe behavior that is inherently manipulative, kind of like a Svengali, kind of like that type of thing. Gaslighting at its core is a form of emotional abuse that slowly eats away at your ability to make judgments. Essentially, a gaslighter spins their negative, harmful, or destructive words and actions in their favor, deflecting the blame for their abusive deeds and pointing the finger at you. This sounds like so many people I've known in my life. This is often done by making you feel overly sensitive, paranoid, mentally unstable, silly, unhinged, and many other sensations which cause you to doubt yourself. In other words, this is pure evil, and anyone who practices this is practicing pure evil, commonly adopted by psychopathic, sociopathic, and narcissistic types of people. That would make sense. Gaslighting tends to eat away at you slowly until you realize that you're a shell of the former person you were. Oh my goodness. Okay, here's some examples of gaslighting, folks. Are you still with me on this? Are you still with me? Are you into this idea of talking about gaslighting? Okay, we're going to now talk about Summer BC. You're a doctor, not a psychologist. Yeah, I know. I'm a little of both, I guess. I don't know. But let's look at a few examples of gaslighting. Now that we've opened this candle, now that we've opened this can of worms, let's see. Okay, in a family scenario, Andrew's father is an angry, bitter man. Every day, Andrew is afraid to tip the balance of his father's mood because he often bursts out in fits of rage, calling Andrew a bastard and a worthless little loser. This sounds like somebody I know, among, not me, but someone I knew or know, among many other hurtful names. When Andrew confronts his father about this aggressive name calling, Andrew's father laughs and tells him to stop being so sensitive. Okay, so in a relationship scenario, Jade has been married for 5 years and has 2 small children with her husband, Mike. For the past few months, Jade has been trying to establish a small art shop, but when she asks for her husband's assistance, his mood darkens. I can't believe you're spending so much time on this shop. Don't you care about me? Don't you care about your kids? You're supposed to be bothering them, he exclaims. Jade is shocked, but I just wanted to help. I just wanted you to help me with setting up the store, and I haven't been neglecting anyone. Mike comes up very close to Jade's face. You see, now you're denying it. When I married you, I thought you'd be there for your family. I should just take the kids and go already. Mike storms off. Yeah, this is pure manipulation. This is pure evil. I bet we've all known people like this. Hopefully none of you are currently under the influence or in bondage to someone like this. I truly hope you're not. That's gaslighting, and that's just a quick little overview of what gaslighting is about. And this is very, very interesting. Now knowing what gaslighting is, yes, I have seen it. I've seen it being played out, and it is not a good thing at all, folks. I hope that any of you out there right now are not being gaslighted by somebody. If you are being gaslighted, at least now you know a little bit of what it looks like, and maybe you can try to step outside that situation. James Coop, welcome in, my friend. Your sister is nothing but gaslighting, Summer BC. Was I frozen? I was frozen for a moment. Oh, I'm sorry about that again. Your sister told you you're hypersensitive when you tell her to stop verbally abusing you. Classic narcissism. Yeah, it sure is. But her pride and arrogance knows no bounds. I suffer from it forever, I guess, from her. You know, we need to pray for people like that, because that is truly satanic, but it's so commonplace. I can think of many instances in my life where I have met people or have been involved with people like that, gaslighting, and it's not a good situation. Fortunately, right now I am not under the bondage of any manner of gaslighting, but I wouldn't stand for it. That's where I've changed. I wouldn't put up with it. But don't yourselves be gaslighters. Don't do that to anyone. I hope that none of you would. Don't retaliate by being a reverse gaslighter, okay? If that's a phrase, well, it is now, a reverse gaslighter. This is not anything that we want to be involved in, folks. But I will say this. Let me run through this one last time. Summer BC, James Coop, always skeptical forever, hard truths. Shout outs to all of you. And who else do we have in here? I know we had all gone in here. We had, who else has been in here in the past few minutes? Others of you have been out there. I know that for a fact. There were more of you that weren't showing up in the chat. But thank you for, we had False Flag in here. Thank you, False Flag, for popping in. I think I'm going to bring this to a close now, because honestly, I just can't find much breaking news that's worth reporting on, other than that depression that is forming in the eastern part of the Gulf of Mexico right now. Might be something to watch out for over the next few days, to see if it strengthens, to see if it becomes anything. It might just be a rain event, according to what we read there. But if you're in that area, be aware of that tropical depression. U.S. did hit that Syrian base. Yes, they did. They did hit that, and I'm surprised that wasn't an Israeli move. That was a U.S. move. And I won't lose track of that. That's my favorite stuff. That's what I'm watching most of all. Most of all, I am watching anything that may lean toward the fulfillment of biblical prophecy. That's my number one news item. Whether anything will come of this, we don't know. Will Israel, in turn, follow up and go after Iran? Because Iran is still a persistent threat in that area to Israel's existence. They have vowed, I don't know how many times, to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. This was just a little while ago, Summer BC. They did hit a Syrian army. Basically, the Syrian not the official army, but it's the Syrian army base in Syria. Of course, it's in Syria. No, they hit a Syrian army base in America. Yeah, it was in Syria. Just going on right now. My sense on this is that you'll see this disappear from the cycle very quickly. The mainstream media are probably not going to report on it, but be aware of that. Be aware of that could lead to some other follow-up. That's what we need to be watching for. Retaliation from Iran, Israel getting after Iran. This might be the beginning of another volley, another round of missiles going to and from. That's what we need to be watching out for, folks. I thank all of you for being in here tonight. Again, you're all the best. I appreciate you so very much. I don't need to hawk my stuff at you anymore because you've all heard it. You've all heard me talking about my book. You've all heard me talking about my cheesecake. Some of you have helped me out with that, and I greatly appreciate it. All gone. I'm still saving up. To buy that cheesecake. And yes, Summer BC, Iran has declared they will destroy Israel, and Israel's very keen on that. That's why Israel has been striking their positions in Syria, because they're too close. When they're just one border over, they're too close. And that's why Israel's been going in there. What the U.S. is doing right now, however big or small this winds up being, this may be paving the way for another volley from Israel, some more salvos from Israel to get after the Iranians there. Oh, I will all gone. Right now I'm just saving up. I'm just saving it, tucking it away for a rainy day, for an Iranian day. Folks, thank you very much. Let me remind you that now more than ever, do not be given over to the spirit of fear, but instead of the power of love and of a sound mind that comes through our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. This is Jim signing off. God bless you, and I'll see you probably with news videos within, what time is it now? 7:53 p.m. You can expect my first one up by about 5 a.m. That's usually how I operate. So in less than about 8 hours, you might see the next round of news reports. If something happens tonight, folks, before you all go, if something happens overnight, if it's something significant, I have a way of waking up. I'll be on it. If not, everybody get a good night's rest. Things are getting increasingly creepy out there, increasingly creepy. And I'll see you soon. God bless you.